Pool Pro. Welcome to the Pool Nation podcast, where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. We talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. Now let's welcome your host, with over a decade of industry insider experience and still the reigning champion of Marco Polo, Edgar De Jesus, and his co-host, John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and Zach the Pool Boy Nicholas.
Welcome, everyone, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. I'm your host, Edgar De Jesus, and yes, I am the reigning champion of Marco Polo, along with John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and the famous Zach, the Pool Boy Nicholas. Today, we're talking to Jose Perez from OnCore Filtration about filtration, why most pool pros overlook it, how it directly impacts water quality, efficiency, and profitability, and how innovation, quality, and affordability are reshaping the way we think about filtration in this industry. But before we do that, I want to welcome everyone to our live podcast, a podcast where it's all pool talk, and we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. And yes, we will talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. But before we get started, I want to thank our visionary partners for this podcast, the SPPA, Blu-ray XL, Aquastar Pool Products, Natural Chemistry, Raypack, Heritage Pool Supply, Hayward Pool Products, OnCore Brands, Poolside Tech, Pool Brain, Knee Deck, and OnCore Filtration. We want to thank them for their continued support. Mr. Zacharias, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I am doing great. I actually slept very well last night, and
That's because you slept away from the wife and the kids.
Possibly, but don't let Leslie know that, because she probably didn't sleep very well.
Hey,
night.
Shout out to Leslie. She's already the first listener on here this morning.
No, having a great time with Jose. We did a little bit of acrobatics yesterday. A little bit of balance. We almost had an injury there, but we're good, right?
We're safe. All
right.
is well.
Perfect. And then I do want to point out that at dinner last night, I don't know if you noticed, John, but we had a major accomplishment. And Edgar's been talking about this meal for years that the waiter put together for him,
yes.
and he couldn't remember what it was, and it was so amazing. And
tell me, was it amazing or what?
It was amazing.
Please.
But we got the closure finally on what that meal was.
Of course, I was like 95% sure it was him, like 99. And then, of course, I'm like, how long have you worked there? And he's like, a week or two. And I'm like, oh, crap, is that not him? And he's like, no, 9 years. I'm like, it was you. So
Felt special. We got the special treatment.
got the special treatment, right? Mr. Flawless, good morning. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I unfortunately don't have the amount of sleep that Zach had last night, but I'm all too used to it. But anywho, at dinner last night, I had no idea where Edgar was going, and why I was asking our server that, how long have you worked here? And I'm like, where's he going with this? But it all came to a nice ending, and yes, we finally got to solve that mystery. For those of you that don't know, when Edgar, we go out to dinner, and when we do that, and we usually go to a restaurant or a restaurant we've never been to, he'll always put the waitress or the waiter on the spot and say, hey, surprise me with something. And, I could imagine as a waiter, if I was serving the table, I'd be like, oh my God, right? You know what I mean? Now you're putting this in my hands. But usually they end up surprising Edgar, and it ends up being a great meal. And last night was no different. I ate a lot last night.
He hooked you up.
He did hook me up. When I said I couldn't decide between the two, and he's like, don't worry, I got you. And I'm like, okay. And then he brings out both entrees, right? And I'm like, wow.
John was a little nervous. He was like,
And then Edgar couldn't finish his, and then Mama couldn't finish hers, and then I stupidly ordered a pizza as well. I thought that, I was only going to get a little small bowl of pasta, but it was really good food. We enjoyed it. Thanks for going out with us, Jose, and appreciate the dinner last night. That was a good time. We this trip has been pretty amazing. A couple reasons. One, we got to know Jose a little bit better. And it just makes our partnership even that more exciting, because to understand that we have very common goals, right? And we believe and think alike in many ways, which is awesome for us, because, you know, we want everybody, you know, in our community and everybody that, you know, that we work with, we want to be pulling in the right direction, right? Or in the same direction. And it was very clear last night that you and your team, everybody over at OnCore Filtration, your goal is to better the industry, right? To give more and make us better than what we were yesterday. And I'm excited to introduce you guys to our people and to our community, and let them know what you and your team and what your product has to offer for us. So thank you so much for coming down and dealing with us over the past couple of days. I know we're not probably the easiest people to hang out with, but hopefully you enjoyed it.
Had a tremendous amount of fun, you know, getting to know you guys and knowing that there's a lot of alignment in our vision and our thinking, and just the wisdom that you guys shared with me, you know, as a somewhat newbie in this industry, learning from you guys. Just it's what we do. And, you know, we'll take a lot of what you guys shared with us to take it to our team and figure out how to make, again, more contributions to what we're doing at OnCore. But here's my question: where's my alias?
Right.
I mean, where on a Friday?
Okay, I thought he was going somewhere else.
Where, Edgar, where on a Friday can you hang out with the reigning champion of
Right.
Marco Polo,
right?
the fastest netter in the West, and the pool boy?
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
So where's my alias?
Oh, that's a
That's
good
great.
one. Hey, here's what I'm going to do. You know what? We'll
Farmer boy?
Farmer boy? Could be Farmer
Farmer
boy.
boy.
Could be Farmer boy, but we
Yeah.
got to kind of keep it into the water, into the pool side.
or
So
something, yeah.
here's what we're going to do. We're going to throw it out there to everybody that's listening. We'll kind of come back a couple times and figure out who throws us a
Yes.
good name for him. So,
Yeah.
hey, big shout out to Jeanette there this morning. Big shout out. Glad to see you on there. Michael, big shout out to you as well. So yeah, we're gonna
Well,
get
that's
you one
cool
before
nickname.
we're over. We're gonna get you one.
Be nice.
You can have my nickname, because I think after since 4 years ago, I'm looking at that and I'm going, I don't know about being the fastest anymore, right? I'm pretty good at it, but I'm definitely not the fastest. I think you might be able to take over that title.
We could call you the oldest netter in the West.
Wow. Wow. Well, I couldn't argue with it, because probably there's some slight truth to that
Look,
as well.
you're
Yeah.
gonna be a grandpa.
I am going to be a grandpa.
So that automatically slows you down.
Yeah.
So
No,
you
for
know,
sure.
so,
Yeah.
You know what we need to do is probably come up with a different one for you and kind of give him the fastest netter in the West.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Edgar, let's just make sure that we don't have JJ gave me that name, because he does like dirty things.
Yes, I was going to bring that up.
If you know, then you know.
Wow. Yeah, we'll keep that as our little secret.
Well, here's the problem:
Yeah.
is that I figured he
yeah.
was going to tell the whole story. He's like,
No,
Judge,
well, no,
just
it's even
dirty
worse.
things.
Everybody's going to be thinking, like, what the hell?
If my wife is watching, she's
Yes.
going to have a question mark there. So
But Jose, you got to remember, though, when you say something like that about me, everybody knows I'm pretty blunt, right? And so their imaginations right now are running very, very wild. But it is not what you think. Trust me, it's a very. It was an interesting situation that we had yesterday when we went to a coffee shop, but we had an amazing time.
He panicked. Did you see
Yeah.
that, Jose? He had to clear out the. He had to
that's
clear
a
out the
quick
air.
recovery there,
Yeah,
JJ.
right?
I thought you were just going to kind of go with it, John, and just let it roll. But no,
Yeah.
no.
Mhm.
No. So, Jose, we're excited to be able to have you come out, spend some time with us. Thanks for being such a great sport yesterday. Obviously, we kind of put you in hands of Ethan, and, you know, a lot of times we get people that are a little bit kind of, and by the way, I have got to send you the link to the pictures. I forgot to show you. They came in. They look amazing. So, so I'll get those over to you. But anyways, hey, everybody, we're going to jump in here really quick into the podcast. Just one quick thing. June 6th, Heritage PEP in Van Nuys. We are going to do the Heritage Pool Service Academy, the Pro Service Academy. We're going to be doing a day of hands-on. We've got automation. We've got heaters. We've got pumps. We've got variable speed motors. We've got the Cool Deck product that
Yep.
we're going to do. It's going to be a great event. We're going to start our certification process for the pool pros out there. That'll be happening there. So come on out. Here's the beautiful thing is this is a heritage event from the Pro Service Academy, and they kind of came to us and said, we want this education to be completely free. So guess what? There's no $250 that you have to pay for the classes. It's 100% free. So all you have to do is go to poolnation.com, go over to the Heritage Pro Service Academy. It's kind of where the boot camp button is. And when you click on there, you're able to register directly from there. Spaces are going to be 80 spots. So as we tell everybody every time, get out there, register quick, because it will sell out, and it'll be filled out. And especially now that Heritage wanted to, cover everything from the Pro Service Academy.
No, that's pretty awesome and amazing. And this is our second annual one. Well, rebranded, right? But last year we did it over in Van Nuys as well, and it was a complete hit. And those of you that attended and want to come back, please come back. We have some new classes for you there, and it's going to be quite the time. And the food was really good there. Those tacos, and they had music. We had... They know how
coffee in the morning.
We had coffee in the morning. That coffee truck was.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do a dupe.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that again. Yep.
Yeah. So coffee truck right there in the morning.
Yeah.
And we're doing another qualifier for the probably $20,000 Pool Pro Challenge.
25
or 25. I say 20. He keeps counting. No, we're doing 25. So
sounds better.
Raising the bar. I like it.
Better,
I like
right?
it.
Yeah.
John's all like, I'll go find the $5,000.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about it. Say 25.
Yeah.
So, but hey, we already have over 40 qualifiers for it. So come on out to Van Nuys. Look, if you just want to show up to do the qualifier, come out. We're going to do that probably about 5:30 on the 6th. And here's the beautiful thing. First, second, third place, there's $1,000 out for grabs. So first place is $500, then $300, then $200. First place takes
a Avia heater
an
as
Avia
well.
heater. So Raypack is giving the first place an Avia heater. So exciting time. So hey, even if you can't make
You
it
get
out,
free food.
Yeah.
You get an opportunity to win a heater and bring some money home, right? Show off your talent and then get to take part. Yeah. Come on now.
It's a
no-brainer.
Doesn't get easier than that, right?
Yeah.
And then you get to go hang out with JJ.
Yeah, because I'm a ball of fun.
The oldest netter in the West.
Yeah, everybody loves to hang out with me, right?
So, hey, everybody, do me a favor. Bring your old nets over to the boot camp,
boy.
and let's give them over to John. So here's my challenge for everybody. Go into your truck, save that old net, and what I want everybody to do is, just because John is the oldest netter in the West now, I want you guys to bring those nets.
Please don't.
And we will give those to John. John will be driving up. John will be driving up, so we will allow him to, what you're driving the car or the truck up.
We'll probably drive the car.
So we'll just put him in the trunk of the car.
Okay. And they're going to do it, right?
He's looking at me like,
I look at Jose. We say this, and you think we're saying it just in fun, but we say this, and people will show up.
I know.
100%. Yeah,
For sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, so go out there, register. It's completely free. So excited to get out there and be able to see everybody out there. So, all right, gentlemen, I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm excited to talk about this. So, Jose, we've been able to spend some time with you. We want to do we're going to do a deep dive, but I kind of want to start a little bit with you, kind of telling us a little bit about yourself.
Be glad to. But before we do that, can I just do a special shout out to the hardworking men and women out there listening to this podcast?
Yes.
Our distributor, retailer, OEM partners that we get to serve, the over 150 employees back home in South Carolina that I have the privilege of leading.
Nice.
Our reps who are in the trenches today, I hope, promoting OnCore, selling OnCore, our vendor partners who serve us, and also the industry as a whole who have embraced us. We appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Big shout out to your entire team out there, by the way.
They're the best.
Yes.
They're the best. So a little bit about me. I'm the founder, president of OnCore Filtration. Born in Michigan, raised in Florida. Currently live in Columbia, South Carolina. Married for almost 26 years. Amazing wife. 3 children that I'm very proud of. 25 and 22. And as we talked about, I guess last evening and this morning, up until maybe 2 years ago, really didn't have any hobbies. So I bought a farm.
Yes. Farmer.
That's the inside.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty awesome. So let's
And,
figure out if we can figure out a name that kind of ties in that
Quite the farm as well, too.
Yes.
like the farmer pool boy or something like that. Let's kind of figure out how
Yeah.
we could tie in that
Yeah.
farm into his name.
I want to go on the farm and check it out, but I want to ask you, like, you have a really cool story, and we got to dig into that yesterday. And I think a lot of times, like, everyone's kind of got their journey, but we don't give it a lot of credit. But like listening to your journey and your path into the industry, it was really interesting. But before we get into the pool industry, I want to ask, what were you doing prior to that?
To the pool industry.
Yes.
So my background started in air filtration. Was the vice president of operations for a fairly large manufacturing company. My division focused on manufacturing and selling to the retailers, the big boxes, the cooperatives, grocery. So that's really where I got the experience in filtration. And what's interesting, Zach, is that there's a lot of similarities in that space with the pool and spa. So naturally for us, our mission when I started the company in 2011, for us, it was always a mission of expanding on our products and services that we offer. And so as the business grew, we kind of identified, hey, we're getting a pretty good foundation on filtration and how to serve the market. The market changes and evolves, it seems like, faster than we can keep up with, right? So growing into an adjacent or complementary market like the pool and spa was just a natural for us. So, I spent some time, traveling, going to these trade shows, talking to people in the industry, and we quickly identified that there were some opportunities there for us to leverage, and more importantly, to bring solutions, right? There were the challenges of, really the brick and mortars of the world losing business to the internet. Just innovation wasn't there, and creative ways of how we felt that we can serve that market. It's typically the cartridges are not as, the I don't know if can I use the word sexy on this.
Sexy.
On
No,
this show.
you use it all the time.
So
every time John looks at me, that's what he says.
Oh, bro.
dirty, sexy. You guys
yeah,
are
John,
rated R here,
and it's
JJ.
all John.
Wow.
All links back to him.
Wow.
So we identified, again, just to close on that point, we felt that we can bring a lot of value, a lot of excitement. Kept hearing, hey, a cartridge is a cartridge. And, I saw that as an opportunity. And, we had an amazing team. We had already brought a service experience, and we knew how to serve a market. We understood speed to market. And when you can assemble an amazing team that we have at OnCore, comes with its challenges, but certainly they've rose to the occasion. So we're super excited to be in it. Have a lot of goals, a lot of plans, and a lot of cool things that are coming up.
Can we talk about really quick, because I thought it was such a great story. So you were working for another company. And I look at Zach, he's like, yep. So you were working for another company, and you were successful, and you were kind of running a lot of the operation and stuff like that. Can you tell us the story of how you decided to kind of start your company, and what took you to take that leap of faith?
So I greatly appreciate the opportunity to work for a nice, prestigious company that I work for. But just like, some folks that work in corporate America, you kind of get burned out. I'm not a patient person. And so, looking at technologies and channels that, at the time were not there, it was too slow for me. I was ready to go. Right. And so I had a vision, a lot of experience in starting up factories and all those challenges that come with it, that I guess internally I've always had that entrepreneur spirit, right, and the desire. And so, I thought about it and prayed about it and consulted with colleagues and mentors and my family. And, you one of those things where, hey, we're going to do this, right? Let's not talk about it. Let's just go do it. And so that was the story.
And you just decided, okay, we're going to take this chance. I feel that drive to kind of go do that. And so what was like your starting? Did you just kind of go get a building and you had customers lined up? Or like what, because that's a big, huge leap of faith to leave what you're doing to kind of go start something completely new.
It's very uncomfortable for sure.
Uh-huh.
Bold moves. We're, kind of known to make a lot of bold moves. And no, we didn't have any commitments, no customers. Similar to when we started OnCore, there was no guarantees there, right? So, we got a little creative, went stealth. I think we talked about that last night, right?
Uh-huh.
How, had a meeting with some prospects and, just went out there and said, hey, if we set this up and, will you give us an opportunity? And I don't think they believe me,
Uh-huh.
but we did it. And man, that thing just took off. It took off very quickly. We were really focused on what we call the long tail, custom sizes, hard to find sizes, and being able to deliver those at an affordable price. That was key, right? Anyone can make a product, but if you can't make it affordable, it just doesn't make sense. So it just grew from there.
Yeah.
I think what I enjoyed about your journey is that, you saw something that was missing. This wasn't just like, I'm bored and I need to go do this by myself. It was like, no, I see an opportunity. It's not a conflict with anyone else. It's something that's missing, but very necessary. And you took that leap of faith to go out and do that, like you said, with the custom sizes and things like that. And I think that a lot of the success stories that you hear about people in their entrepreneurial journey, they're finding that solution to a problem that's out there. They're not just going out and kind of mimicking what the others are doing. So I thought that was really cool.
I learned early on that we can talk about it, we can dream about it, but at the end of the day, you got to go execute, right? You got to take that leap of faith, and can't say that I've got it. Every one of those ideas, Zach, that have manifested in success, but I think if you were to ask my team, they'd be like, "Yeah, he's a big thinker. He's a big thinker. Sometimes way out there in left field, but that's where it starts, right? I mean, hey, what's the least? You reach for the moon, you're with the stars, right? If you miss, so for us, it's pushing the limits. You have to, otherwise, you're a commodity, right?
Yeah. And you guys have some interesting stuff that you're working on, especially from the innovative side. And one of the things that I like, and I don't know if you noticed this morning, I was like really picking your brain, but you kind of come in with a fresh perspective into the industry, which I think is huge, and you completely think outside the box. If and I know that's cliche, right? But our industry tends to really just kind of think in the box and not kind of think outside the box. So when you're sitting in there, you've got a company that's very successful in the air filtration, right? You're doing really well now. You have a facility that's 150,000 square feet. You have 150 employees, right? You've got that machine working well. That entrepreneur brain of yours is just thinking, what's next, right? What specifically made you want to get into the pool industry, and how did you look at that vertical and go, that's what we want to do?
Well, as an entrepreneur,
Mhm.
again, you can kind of relate to the struggles, whether that's product selection or lack of availability, distribution, innovation, and you look at products that were the struggles if competing with the web, the internet, right? And so when we looked at it, we're like, hey, this is if we applied some of our core competencies that we've learned in our air filtration business to the pool and spa, we can be very successful. And, again, part of that research and just collaborating with great, smart people in this business, you kept hearing the same things over and over, the internet, the internet, the internet, right? That along with, we'll buy whatever's out there. And so as an entrepreneur, I'm like, hey, there's a great opportunity here to keep them alive. I'm a huge believer, especially in today's, climate of AI and whatnot, that this industry, not only the pull and spa industry, but other trades, will end up where we're going to elevate that trade business, right? And so, again, just kind of forward thinking, looking forward and saying, hey, we have products that we can serve those customers with and bring a different experience, right? Bring some excitement back to the cartridge with complementary products, or just working with them, to develop ways to make their job easier out in the field. But the key there was you got to do it affordable. It's got to be affordable, and then you got to protect them. And I think that's one of the things that we really identified early on was, hey, we can really make an impact here in serving our customers.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, I want to really emphasize that, and I know we kind of just said it, but the magnitude of the importance of it, and I want to commend you guys because you originally said, I mean, we look at filtration, and as an industry, at least from my perspective and from what I've looked at it, it's never really been a brand loyalty, right? There is either what's available, what can we get, and mixed in with a bunch of frustration as a service provider because unfortunately, the market is saturated with all different types of filtration, right? And unfortunately, the products that we can buy at the wholesale market or at distribution is readily available and easily accessible by the end client, by the consumer, where people can buy it online for a lot of times cheaper than what we can get it for, and it's a pain point and frustration for us as a company. And for you guys, and I get it from coming from a corporate world myself too, and I know when a company comes into an industry or when a company is in an industry, if you make that bold move to say, hey, look, you know what? We know who our customer is, and our customer is the service provider in the trade, right? And we are not accessible to the consumer or to Amazon or to any other retailer outside from distribution or directly to our client base. Is a bold move because you are literally cutting yourself out, right, from a huge share of the market share.
You were talking about the Amazon and the online.
But in short-term wise, it might be a tough move, but as a visionary, right, and that's how, I mean, I look at it like you're in it for the long haul, right? This isn't you jumped into our industry. That's how I take it, because there's a lot of people that come and they go. And it's easy to come in and take the easy way and try to get as much as you can and get what you can and buy and sell or sell out or do whatever you're going to do, right? And that would not be the approach that you're taking or OnCore is taking as a company or as an organization. But to plant your flag in the ground and say, hey, look, this is who our client base is. This is how we're going to achieve this through quality products, through innovation, right? And affordability, right? Is obviously not the short term, right? This isn't going to pay off in 6 months. This is going to pay off in a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And it's going to snowball. So I really want to emphasize that, and especially out to our clients. And one of the reasons why we're excited to partner with you is because you have that approach. It's an industry thing, right? How do we protect our industry? And how do we protect the people that are out there kicking butt every single day, busting their ass, right? Breaking their knuckles, doing what they need to do so that we can preserve a little bit of, extra profit, so that they can provide a service to their people.
Because we all deal with it. And
We've all
dealt with it. I've shared the story. I haven't shared it with you, but I remember going out and doing an iAqualink update and charging the customer, and all of a sudden he went and he found it on Amazon, and I charged him $1,000, and he went over and found it for like $300. And I said, look, they're selling it for cheaper. And then less than a month later, he was like, I gotta let you go. I don't trust you, right? And it was a great account. But we all have those stories of going out there, and we have all these manufacturers trying to, we want to protect the trade, but not many, very few do what you do, where you come in and you say, we want to focus on our customer. We want to protect our customer. So talk a little bit about that, and why is that mentality so important for your business?
It's pretty simple. It's very simple. It's who do you serve, right? And who's keeping us in this business? It's the service professional, period. And the way that works is if you create a product, a demand for that audience, which is significant, the rest of it will just fall into play. And I think that was out of the gate, that was our main focus. Hey, if we're going to do this, I mean, we've recruited some amazing talent. And one of those commitments that we shared in that recruitment process was that if we were going to do this, we were going to go all in. We weren't going to half step it. We were going to make it happen. And we've made in substantial investments. Can't say that I run the company the most cost-effective way from a inventory standpoint and just from an R&D and just the vision of where we see this could go, right? That takes a lot of commitment to put the infrastructure together. No commitments, mind you. We had no one saying, we guarantee you we're going to give you some business. This was all, hey, we believe, right? So, we early on it was, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to stay laser focused at not competing directly with our customers. At the end of the day, if we can play a small role in that initiative and that value, then we've made a huge contribution, right? And listen, it's difficult. You get the temptations, right, of, you get a very large, nice prospect that comes and says, hey, but look, we'll manage this for you. No, we know who the customer is, right? And so I think it's important. I mean, they struggle as it is, right? There's a lot of struggles with our service professionals, and the least that we can do is protect them, give them the confidence that, hey, the product's dependable, great quality, affordable, and they really care about our business being sustainable. And when you just make that the focus, right, and the priority, I think it's pretty simple, at the end of the day.
And look, not only that too, and which I'm excited about is, you said the word sexy, and we laughed about this conversation before, and we look at like filtration and we go, it's not really a sexy subject, right? I mean, it's filters, right? And you guys have found a way to bring innovation to it, and not necessarily, reinventing the wheel or creating a product that, like some special patented, super duper filtration system, you know what I mean, that self-cleans or it's kind of hard to really innovate in that category, but you found ways to innovate not only by creating a quality product, right, that performs as well, if not better, but also find other ways to help your end customer, right? And examples, and like we were talking about, just like the gaskets or the O-rings and different things, or thinking outside the box, which is completely outside your realm and what you're doing, but what you're trying to do is find a way to be able to help out your people, or the people that are your customers, right? So that you can find a way to make their jobs a little bit easier. And it's, in reality, it's like walking the walk, right? And everybody goes out there and always talks and says, right, this is what we're going to do. This is our mission statement, right? This is how we're going to approach it, right? And we're going to do this, blah, 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 blah. But what really happens at the, when the feet hit the ground, and the people that are out there and what they're truly doing doesn't necessarily align with what they are promising or they're saying that they're going to do. And it's refreshing to see that you guys are finding ways to innovate or to create, something to where you can help us out when we're out in the field, and you make it just a little bit easier.
And I want to talk about that a little bit in detail. My question to you is, so you guys you're not selling online, your products aren't out there, so it's not like, and you don't, it's just, you have the one product, that's what you sell to the pool pros, right? So they can't kind of go online and find something similar to it that's called something else or whatever, right? You're just hardcore, this is it, this is what we got, you're not going to find it.
Yeah, and just to kind of come back to what JJ was saying, look, I've always said, well, when we practice this, we don't run our company behind a desk. We take a straight to the street approach in the field, working with the service professionals, retailers, and partners. And we're looking for ways to, collaborate. You get so many different ideas, and I think you were pointing at our fairly cool Fit Kit program that we're rolling out. But that's an example of just listening to our service professionals. Hey, let's think outside the box. What can we do to impact your business? And not necessarily have to just focus on the cartridge itself, but what are the things can we bolt on to help you? And spend all summer out in the market, traveling the country, working with our reps and service pros, and that was a result of just going through that and learning and getting these great, phenomenal ideas.
And can you talk about what the fit? Obviously, we have it in studio,
Yeah,
but those
pick it
people that are listening, can you talk about what exactly the fit kit is?
Yeah, so the fit kit is an O-ring, lube, and a hand wipe that is going to be packaged with the cartridge. It's a separate SKU that will be available through distribution. So it is another SKU primarily for your change outs when you're going to do the full change out, not just the clean, right?
Mhm.
So if you want just to, your traditional legacy OnCore product, those are still available, but this one will have the O-ring, the lube, and the hand wipe. And it's in phase 1, right? So, the expectation is that we're going to make it even better.
Right.
So
Look,
if anyone has any ideas or improvements, we're all ears.
Yeah,
Look, I can't tell you how cool that is, right? Because
that's a
there's
no-brainer.
been more than I can, more than I'd like to admit, where we've gone out and actually, changed out some filter cartridges, right? And sealed it back up, and then went, and the damn thing won't stop. We obviously needed to change the O-ring, right? And we cannot get that bastard to stop leaking, right? And you go into the truck, and of course you don't have it, right? And that creates just another trip that you have to go back and do. But to be able to have that and to do it automatically, and we've come to habit now where every time we change out cartridges, we change all that out, anything in the internals that we need to obviously do. Now, manifolds obviously different if they need to be replaced, but O-rings, pressure gauges, stuff like that, all that automatically gets replaced, and we add that to the bill as part of the servicing the housing unit. But that if we would have had that back in the day, I can't tell you how many trips and hours of frustration that we would have not had, because we had that inside the box when we were changing out the cartridges, because we just forgot to do it, or we just assumed that the O-ring was all right and had to deal with it.
Yeah, and I think it's a phenomenal, right? It's again, you kind of go out, you think to solve a solution, and you're getting that solution from your customers. And we talk about it all the time, and that is, man, if companies just come into the industry and just listen to the pool pros, man, they'd be 10 times more successful than what they are, rather than the same crap that we deal with, that they just won't think outside the box. And something simple like this, right? That is creating a solution by listening to the pool pro and going, here's the O-ring, here's the lube, right? And we all have those stories. But the other thing that I'm passionate about is, in our industry, there's a lot of companies that say, hey, we only sell, right? And those listening, I'm throwing air quotes, right? But we don't sell online. But they do sell online. They just call it something else, right? And so
or they sell through somebody else
or
online.
here's the pro grade that you could buy, but then they have the same one without the title pro grade over here, right? And so what I love about your approach, and you're very passionate about it, is we're here to support the people that support us, and we're here to reinvest in them and give back to them. And that is huge, because there's very few companies that do that in our industry. Like, you can count it with one hand.
And look, especially one of the things that, as a service provider, it's a profit center for us, right? That we look forward to being able to do filter cartridges, or to clean filters and to replace filter cartridges is a mandatory, it's a necessary service that all pools need, right? Cartridges don't last forever. In order to be able to provide clean, healthy, and safe water, you need to make sure your filtration is on point. And by doing that, you need to be able to replace cartridges. And I can tell you that it is frustrating, and it's a pain point when we go, and I've been there, and when you go and you're coming up with the price and what we're going to charge, and that you're charging $700 or $600 or $500 or whatever it may be, simply because you're picking them up for X amount over at distribution, and that if Mr. and Mr. Customer went over there and looked, they're able to find that same cartridge for that. Or what sucks, and I've done it, is where I buy from Amazon because I can buy them cheaper, right? than I would over
And that's
distribution,
not
which is
isolated.
just so
Yeah.
frustrating, right? And no, it's not isolated.
a
The
lot of pool
filter
pros do it,
cartridges, we're
yeah.
talking about so many little products, little knickknacks, especially when it comes down to like heater repairs and sensors and temp sensors. It's just beyond frustrating that we have to do that. But still, when we do that, we're not able to. We shouldn't have to second guess our worth or what we're charging, right, for the product.
Correct.
And it's not because we feel like we're trying to take advantage or we're doing it. It's just simply what we need to do as a business in order to be able to survive, right, and be able to provide that type of service. And we shouldn't have to feel that, right, or we shouldn't have to be already in the hole when it comes down to when we get that product.
And I talk to a lot of people, and I think a lot of the people, especially people we meet, they're genuinely awesome people, and there is a guilt. Like,
Yeah.
until you flex that muscle and get that nerve and that backbone to like this, we got to make money, and it is what it is. So here's what we have to charge. A lot of people feel like they're nickel and diming, and then they always kind of float below, and then they're not successful just because there is this big gap in pricing on a product. I think something that I really like, and I want like our listeners, because a lot of them are like starting businesses and growing, but you kind of took a moral approach. Like, this is our customer. You went out, you got the feedback. I mean, you talked a lot about that. A lot of the conversations you had, a lot of what you were hearing out on the street. And you said, this is our customer, so here's where we're going to stand. And, you know, you could be more on the side of greed, and like Amazon's probably huge market share. Online is huge market share, but you said, no, morally, this is who we serve. This is where we stand. And I think that that's something as business owners that we go out, we scrub tubs, we net leaves. A lot of where we can differentiate and have that success is in where we morally stand on how we're going to deliver our service to our customer. And I think a lot of people get maybe nervous or scared to make a move like that. Like, they got this idea, but they're not quite certain on it. What would you say to someone listening that's maybe building their business or trying to revamp it and grow it, and maybe they have a good idea, but they're just not quite there on pushing that moral boundary?
That's a tough one, right? I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't tell you there were some times where I'm like questioning myself.
Right.
Hey, what am I doing here, right? You know, I'm just going to share a quick story with you on that. And I think that it's in your DNA, Zach. We you know, what was very cool, by the way, is to learn how many similarities there are with you guys and my personality. But during COVID in our air filter business, there was a huge demand for face masks, if you guys remember, right? A lot of these face masks use a what we call a MERV 13 media. And again, the way we've built our business is make sure you don't run out. If you run out, doesn't matter how affordable the product is, you can't ship it, right? So we had an abundance amount of that material. And we got phone calls left and right. Hey, we'll pay anything for that, right? They wanted to make face masks. In fact, we got some interesting calls from the Department of Defense saying, hey, where did you get this and how much do you have? And, you know, we're just trying to track it in case we have a world type emergency, right? So long story short, the point to that story is we could have made hay. We could have done very well. And I'd be lying to you if it didn't cross my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But we went back to our values. Hey, we're not going to do this. We have customers that we have to serve, and they're going to remember. They have very good memories, right? And so I'm very proud that we were able to stay committed and disciplined to not get the quick dollar, and to, you know, just our customers knew, hey, we could have gone so many different directions, and they did very well. We all did well, right? Even the pool and spa industry did well during the COVID time. So, you know, I would say, Zach, that for someone, you don't know what you don't know. You have to believe in yourself, right? And I think that when we can truly say, hey, we're trying to do something for the betterment of whatever it is that you're trying to do, something good is going to come out of it. Even if you don't succeed, you learned. right? So I always look at it and saying, hey, that didn't work out, but boy, did we learn a lot from that, right? So I just think you have to believe in what you're doing. And, we have those conversations as well, right? Hey, who's going to be the first? Well, we can sit here and talk about a bunch of creative ideas and aspirations and whatnot, but hey, that different person is actually going to take that leap of faith and just do it. And we're all going to make mistakes doing it. And I have made lots of mistakes doing it, but there's a lot of testimonies on the success that our company has had with just being genuine, knowing who your customers are, and staying humble through that whole experience, right? It's easy to flex and to pound the chest, and we're far from claiming that we are the leading brand, right? We're not there yet, but it's not a secret. We want to be the number one. We're going to be the number one. But I don't want to make that claim, right? I want the industry to have the attributes necessary to say, hey, a leader, reflects these values or these attributes or these results. I can't say that we were the first manufacturer of pull and spa cartridges, but there's several to this day that I can say we were first to do this, and this, right? And so at the end of the day, if that really doesn't matter unless we are contributing to the bottom line of our customers.
You talked yesterday, and it's kind of changed a lot of my thinking perspective. And I went home yesterday, and I want to talk a little bit about innovation, because we were sitting there yesterday, kind of talking. Let's talk about innovation, and you kind of threw innovation in a different light that I didn't think about it that way until last night. And I kind of went home, and I'm like, man, he was on point on the innovation thing. Innovation is not just always a better product, right? And innovation is almost like a different way of thinking also about your customer and delivering things. And I took that home, and I started thinking about that yesterday and kind of figuring out that aspect and how we're going to change at Pull Nation, some of the things that we do from that innovative. But can you talk a little bit about the way that you see innovation? Because for you, it's more than just a product, right? It's a different way of thinking for your company.
We can innovate in several areas: operations, engineering, manufacturing, procurement, sales and marketing, product development. And for us, we look at every one of those as an opportunity, right? And so, again, have an incredible team who they're big thinkers as well. And, to be able to take an idea and just run with it, whether that's, my engineers are going to get upset, but what's some of our equipment that we put together? Some of this is custom made, right? And so the beautiful part about the opportunity that I have and the experience with different market segments is you're able to take what we know works very well, or experiences or knowledge in the air filtration industry, and saying, hey, this is very similar or very like, the same. How about we apply this here? This doesn't get done here. And, sometimes they look at it and say, what is he doing? But it works, right? I mean, we've done some amazing things within our manufacturing platform that is very innovative, that's not out there, right? And just being able to look at different technologies of, this does one part of the manufacturing and this piece of equipment does something different. And well, what if we put them all together, right? What could that what would that result in? And so we're very blessed to be able to travel the world, talk to a lot of different companies and technologies, and you just have to have that knack for putting it all together. And then, from a customer experience standpoint, it's, we kind of have that blue sky thinking. Hey, nothing is too exotic, nothing is too crazy, nothing is unachievable. Let the mind go, right? Let it think. And out of that, we've come up with some pretty cool things that will be hitting the market very, very soon. So, some of this is, when you have some of the ability to see how the market is changing from, just the way we purchase, the way we think. You got to have a little bit of hedge to staying in front of it. And I'm pretty, excited that we have a pretty good pulse on that. So it doesn't necessarily just all have to be in the cartridge, although, JJ, that's coming.
Yeah.
That's coming.
We talked about, well, he dropped some stuff that we can't talk about that is really out there, that's really freaking, cool, that we talked about, and obviously that being innovative. But, and you were even talking about, we have to even be innovative in our relationship with our customers, right? We just kind of can't keep, just like you said, the sky is blue, right? Even in just some of the things, and just something as simple as this. How come nobody's ever thought of that? How come nobody's ever done that? We're in an industry, right? But that's the point, is a lot of people don't go out there and listen to their customers. And that's very important to you. And, I know that you get out on the road all the time, and you're a meeting person, and you're talking to people. Why is that so important for you? You're so busy, right, running the entire company, but yet here you are getting in trucks, and we joked about it, the big trucks in Texas, to go meet with people individually. And it's like, I'm not trying to sell. I'm trying to figure out what your problems are. Why is that so important for you and your company?
You know what I thought was interesting is I'm a good student. I'm a good listener. And one of the things that JJ pointed out in his experience that he had while getting a dirty chai.
Yes. Oh, you let it out.
He spent a lot of time, Edgar. To be honest with you, it was a phenomenal drink, by the way. Thank you. But it's just coffee, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But he spent a lot of time talking about that experience,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And that conversation went on for a
Yeah.
long time.
He's very passionate about it.
Yes.
And so, that's a prime example of leaving an impression. Super, super easy to get someone to give you an opportunity. Very difficult to keep it. And so we do not take any of that for granted. We don't take the relationships that we build. And early on, I made a lot of mistakes, right? Didn't know what I was doing. We made commitments to certain things where we realized, oh my goodness, we're losing money on that. Hey, we're going to stick to our word, ship it, get it out, right? So, we're losing. Yeah, do whatever you need to do. We gave that customer our word. And so I think that's extremely important that, it's simple. It's a simple concept. Just do what you say you're going to do, right? So for us, it's building those relationships. We're very confident in the product. Those are the kind of the expectations for me. You got to make a quality product. It's got to be affordable. So we know when we do get that opportunity from the customer, they're going to have a very, very great experience with it. But it's more than that. We're building partnerships. We want to be an extension of their business and want to find out how else we can be successful and how we can contribute to that success with them and share it. And when you can share success together, then there's just so much that can happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it reminds me a lot about, in order to go from good to great, right? You have to be able to sometimes make a sacrifice as a company, and go against what the norm or status quo is. The one thing we have similar in our industry and any other industry, and I've preached this a million times, and I've said, and you talked about it as well when it came down to like from the air filtration and bringing things over. I look at it as what's the one common thing that we all have and we all share as an industry, and that's people, right? We all deal with people. And people are complicated sometimes, right? And needs and wants differ from one person to the other. And if we as a company or as a business sometimes just view everything so just robotic or cut and dry and black and white, it doesn't mean that you can't not be successful. And most of the time you will be successful or you will survive, but will you thrive or will you be the best in the industry or will you stand out? Not necessarily, right? In my prior worlds, I used to say this, When customers would come and we would have like rules, or there would be return policies or things or SOP that we needed to do as a store or as management, and customers would come up and they would plead their case and say, this is my situation, or this is what the problem is. And the customer service rep would walk in and go, well, I'm sorry, we have a 14-day return policy, or we have a 30-day return policy, or this is open, there needs to be a restocking fee or whatever it may be, and then do that or whatever. And then, of course, it'd be like, well, let me talk to your manager, right? And then your manager would come out, and then I would have a conversation. I remember when I took over a store and I had my managers there, and I said, I go, look, every situation is different, right? We don't exist as why do I have managers in this building? If we have rules, if we have SOP, right? And all I need to do is have a customer service rep just sit there and then point to a wall or to a rule book and say, this is what the rules are. I'm sorry, we can't break it. Then there would be no reason for the existence of those managers there. It's your job to be able to interpret that situation and make the best call for both, not just the company, but also for the customer, because without the customer, we don't exist, right? And we need to be able to make these types of decisions. And sometimes we have to give a little to get back in the long run, and it's the same exact thing when it comes down to any business that you apply to. And with us, like and I've heard it too with Mama or with other people that have worked for me, or other people that I've discussed in this industry. It's like, well, you say one thing, but sometimes you make an exception or you do something different. I go, well, because it's different, right? And we need to be able to make that call. And sometimes it's the wrong call, or sometimes we might be taken advantage of, right? But at the end of the day, I feel good about what we're doing, right? And I think we're making the right decision based off of the situation, and we're treating them as a human being. And like you said, when it says, hey, look, we have to make that call, or we've made a promise, we said we're going to do it. Yeah, it's going to hurt our bottom line or whatever, but I'm going to stand by and do what I need to do. And, that's encouraging, Jose. It really is. And I'm not just blowing smoke up your ass, but I'm saying, I mean it. We need more and more of this in our industry, right? We need to treat people like human beings and see them, for their differences and their wants and their needs, and not everything just be so damn black and white all the time, right?
Yeah.
And have that little bit of a human interaction, or being a human being and being a good person sometimes might not pay immediately, but I promise you in the long run, right? It will pay tenfold, and people will see and people will listen.
And especially in our industry.
In our industry, for sure.
Especially in our industry with all these people here. Hey, but I want to cut you off for just a second, because
I know you're laughing at something.
I was laughing. The filter flipper.
The filter flipper.
I was getting worried there. I'm like, what's he going to say?
They were like the king of clean water, but that was just a little bit too kind of, just straight. I don't know, the filter flipper.
Okay, I can dig that.
You can dig that.
Filter flipper.
Yeah.
Could it come out like smooth?
Or how does he like his filters? Dirty. Oh, they gave a whole bunch on here, but not all tied around the filter side. So that's kind of what I liked. Yeah. But they gave you a lot. The Chlorine Cowboy.
All right.
I kind of like that.
Got
but
a
he's
creative group here.
But he's more on the other side, right? So. Yeah. Hey, we're going to take a word from our sponsors here in a second, but I do want to come back because I haven't addressed anybody that's online. So big shout out to Jeanette. Matt, good morning. He says, hey guys, happy Friday. Maria, good morning. Jose is the best to work for. Thank you, Pool Nation, for hosting OnCore. That was Amy. Mm-hmm. So
thank you, Amy.
Did you pay her to say that? You did. You slowed her. You're saying out there. The entire team of OnCore is watching and listening. We're so proud to have you as our leader. Mm-hmm. And then Jose is truly a humble industry man. And then I want to come back over here and Katie, big shout out to you. Chris Marcano, Ramon, Dylan Brooks, Jay Duran, Sabine, Justin. Learn My Pools, Dylan Brooks, big shout out to you. Barstow Pools is on here, big shout out. Clearwater Pool and Spa, Spartan Pool, Texas.
Nice, Mike.
That's Mike Spartan. What's up? Alexa, big shout out to you. Aqua Bike. Hey, Aquastar Pool Products. And of course, we can't miss Sexy Rexy that's not sitting on the sofa today over there.
My baby girl.
Janie just decided to stay home, and we bring her here, and she doesn't do the camera, but she boos us when we kind of get a little bit out of control, and then that kind of brings us back to.
So I noticed JJ's attitude was a little
off.
off.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm
right?
incomplete without my wife.
You just kind of,
I understand.
kind of a little cranky there.
I was crying.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So you should have seen. I had to grab him and throw him in the truck this morning because he was throwing a fit that he didn't want to get in because she wasn't there.
I almost quit. I almost said, I'm not showing up.
He's
boys.
like,
it's over.
I'm out. I'm out. So, anyways, hey, everybody, let's take a word from our sponsors. When we come back, we will continue with Jose.
Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. U.S. Motors Neptune Variable Speed Motor provides a versatile replacement solution for all your pool pump motor needs. This motor can communicate with pool control systems, provide low voltage options to work with time clocks, and can be installed as a standalone pump motor. The Neptune motor can be easily installed on existing pumps, upgrading them to a variable speed pump without the need for replumbing. Enjoy energy savings and quiet operation by installing a Neptune Variable Speed Motor today. For more information and to find your local distributor, visit usmotors.com/pool. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high-range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC. The next evolution in lighting is here. Universal Color Logic 2.0 from Hayward. The latest in pool and spa lighting was designed with you in mind, making installation a breeze. Upgrades include a detachable cord and first-of-a-kind adjustable lower catch to overcome variations in plaster thickness. As always, Universal Color Logic lights retrofit into virtually any in-ground pool or spa while delivering industry-leading, vibrant color. Visit Hayward.com to discover more.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. We are in studio with Jose Perez. Yeah, I changed it up. I changed it this time instead of Jose Perez. Jose Perez.
The filter flipper.
The filter flipper.
The filter slinger. Slinger.
Slayer, the filter slayer.
Slinger.
Slinger?
Filter slinger.
The
Yeah.
filter slinger?
I don't
What do
know.
you think?
Filter flipper?
Slayer, flipper,
I think we need to let the
Yeah.
let the audience
Yeah.
pick?
let the
we
audience pick.
suck
No,
at it.
you have
We
to be,
we serve them.
you-
Remember
you-
that.
You have to
Edgar.
be listen, I love my peeps. You have to be careful sometimes. Right, John?
The filter phenom.
The filter phenom. That could be two,
Huh?
right?
I don't know.
I
We'll
don't
think
know how to
about it.
spell it though.
Yeah,
Phenom,
that's
it's with PH,
true,
isn't
right?
it? That starts with PH, I think. Phenom.
Ask
Not
chat.
Yeah. Or Claude.
Yeah, or Clyde.
Yes.
So how are we going to spell it? We misspell it?
PHE.
P-H-E?
NOME. Phenom. I don't know. I'm a bull guy.
Oh, Lord.
Just
So-
ask my staff, man. They're like
There you go.
No,
See?
look.
always making corrections.
They gave the smoothest skim in the game. That was another one.
Which one?
The smoothest skim in the game. That's not a bad one. I mean, you got to think about that one a little bit. But
It sounds like
that's
you're saying the smoothest skin in the game.
Yeah,
so-
that's why I'm
look,
saying.
now we're
That's why
getting-
I'm saying that one when.
Edgar, yeah. Look, hey, I want to jump in.
Okay,
real quick,
yes.
Because I was talking and then you so rudely interrupted me and cut me off, right?
Hey, I was listening to the people,
I
and I was
know
paying
that's
attention
important.
to the people.
I know that's very important, right? But you cut me off on my point, and I think I was making a point. I want to continue down this rant just a little bit.
You want so you
I
just
do.
needed to give me the flag of the rant.
Look,
you need to.
again, and I really think this is important, right? And it's something that we need and we earn to have as an industry, especially as a service guy out there, hustling every single day and having to deal with the complexities of, and the nuances and all the BS that we got to deal with as business owners. One of the most important things we can do, and we teach and we preach at Pool Nation is business acumen and understanding it and being able to become profitable, because you can be the greatest pool technician in the world, but if you can't run a business or you're not profitable, you will inevitably close down or fail, right? Because this isn't a charity. If we're not in a position, or most of us aren't in a position to be able to provide these services for free, and this isn't a hobby, right? We're here to actually make money, and in order for us to be able to provide a level of service that we put our names behind, then we need to be able to fund it. And one of the pain points for our industry for many, 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 many years is the online competition, right? Or being able to provide a service or to sell or to offer a product or equipment or something to our clients, but then have to compete with a conglomerate or some other company who has no overhead, who doesn't have the expenses that we have, right? And literally just has a website out there and they're selling a product. And we saw it when we were chatting about it yesterday, about how great it was when Jandy stepped up and did that no internet thing. And it takes a bold move like that in order to make a difference, right? Or to get the others or the big 3 or 4 or however you want to call it to sit and to listen and to think of it and to do something. And, from it, we had a little bit of relief as service providers, where we got an opportunity now to be able to not have to worry about Joe Schmo or whoever out there selling a product or pump cheaper than what we can buy it for. Now we're able to provide a service and be able to price it accordingly. And we saw other companies follow, like Pentair. They did their whole, as soon as Jandy came out with their thing, now they changed it and they went to 60-day online warranty, right? And it made a difference. It really did make a difference in our industry. But slowly but surely, as days have gone by, years have gone by, that's kind of, they've pulled
People
back
forget.
from it, right? They've pulled back from it. So it's nice to see, and again, it's refreshing, and it excites me, and I'm sure thousands of the people that are listening, that we have another company that is jumping into our industry, who's taking a not so sexy subject or product and making it sexy again, right? And actually innovating and doing stuff and doing it the right way, where you're protecting and you're living and you're walking the walk and you're actually there for us, so that we can provide better for our customer and our clients. I want to keep harping on that because I think it's important. Any other manufacturer, any other vendor that's out there listening and it's on the edge of it, right? And I'm telling you, it's not the easiest way, but I'm telling you, this is the way. And the way we can protect our industry and the people that are out there making it happen for each and every one of us. Because you go to HVAC.
That's what I was just going to say.
You know, you go to HVAC and somebody wants to go buy, and I did it when we spent $30,000 on air conditioning units or whatever for one of our homes before. And I was like, let me go look for an air conditioner. You cannot find an air conditioning unit online, right? You know, you just can't do it, you know, and it's a protected, it's protected. And rightfully so, you know, because not anybody should be able to buy an air conditioner online and install it, right? It comes down to safety and you know, you need to be able to do it correctly and right, and you got to protect that.
Or call you, hey John, I got a AC unit here. Can you come install it?
Yeah, can you
me?
come install? No, it doesn't work that way, right? You know, and again, so I just wanted to thank you and I appreciate you. And I know you guys are still new to the game, especially for us in our industry. But I commend you for taking that bold move. And I believe that if you guys continue to walk the walk and do as you say you're going to do, that the industry will follow and the people will see it. And you know, we are a very jaded community sometimes and grumpy but if you stick through it, they end up they notice, right? And they make a difference. So thank you so much for taking that approach, you and your company.
Thank you, JJ. I appreciate that acknowledgement. You know, to each their own. Certainly don't want to convey that I'm anti Amazon or internet.
Sure.
Not saying that at all. To each their own. But we know where our customer is. We know the struggles. And if we're not providing those solutions and protecting them, then what are we doing? What's our purpose, right? I don't need another business segment. I had one, very successful one. So for us, it's, you know, again, changing the mindset, right? And look, the reality is there's temptations. There's going to be temptations. And the reality is that if we don't help our distributor partners too in, you know, trying to avoid that pressure from the field saying, well, look, they can buy this cheaper online. And so for us, it's what other pull-throughs can we bring to market that are only purchased through our distributor partners to service our service pros. Does that make sense?
That's huge.
I mean, so you keep that offline, you keep it focused on the distribution networks for our service professionals, and we have different products for our retailer that we're working on that you can only buy it at retail. Just keep it offline, right? So when you provide products that work, that are in demand, you create that pull through and you take more and more pressure off of our service pros from having, and our distributors, right? From the pressures of, hey, look, they're buying this online, right? So I think that's our focus, is continuing to bring those complementary bolt-ons so that we're bringing more value that you can only get through our brick and mortar.
Yeah, that's absolutely amazing. Hey, see, John, you started to talk, and right as you started to talk, and I did not interrupt you, people started sending me more stuff, and I had to sit over here quiet,
Yeah,
bro.
I know. I'm done.
Did you
I'm
see
over
me? Did you see me dancing?
Yes.
Did
You're
you
like-
see me? I'm like, so they got a couple cool ones here. The Cartridge King.
Okay, I like that.
The Cartridge King. The Grid Guru. That's not another bad one. The Backwash Gunslinger.
What? Say that one more time?
The Backwash Gunslinger. The Backwash Gunslinger.
That sounds dirty.
That sounds dirty.
Yeah.
JJ likes it dirty.
So
Yes.
we figured you'd like that.
Yeah. Wow.
I kind of like the Filtration Outlaw.
That's funny.
That one I like, the Filtration Outlaw.
Yeah. I dig that one.
You dig that one?
Yeah.
The Duke of Dirty Filters. There's the dirty in it. The Duke of Dirty. That's it. That's
like
it.
that.
That's
That's
it.
really
The Duke
good.
of Dirty Filters.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, big shout out to
That's
everybody
funny.
out there. I'm gonna have to write that down. I can't forget that. That's it.
Yeah.
The Duke of Dirty Filters.
The Duke of Dirty Filters.
Wow.
That's it. We've given
Yeah.
him the official title. So at the Pool Nation Awards, when we're giving them a big shout out, we'll have to have the Duke of Dirty Filters stand up, right? We won't say his name.
Yeah.
See what happens when I
Right?
hang out with you, JJ?
Wow.
My goodness.
The Duke of Dirty Filters. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you vote, John?
I like that one.
I
Actually.
really like that
That was
one.
actually really good. That's very, very.
It's prestigious.
It is prestigious.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, well, and the fact that they got dirty in there,
Yeah.
which was our running dirty joke for the dirty chai. So,
Yeah.
let me ask you, there's something else that you are kind of working on, and I want to talk a little bit about it because, again, it goes back to your thought process of doing business, right? And protecting the customer, providing the best service, thinking outside of the box, innovative wise, not just for the products, but in how, your customer relationships are handled. You're kind of working on a technology center. Can you share a little bit about that? I know that's kind of on the fence and kind of not supposed to, but.
That was supposed to be on the if you know, then you know list.
Ah, shoot.
But since you went there, Edgar, I might as well go ahead and address the question.
Oops.
So you can't say that because then other people aren't going to want to tell me stuff.
Yeah. So no, I mean, I think it's one of those put your money where your mouth is, right? And so another area that I learned was, what is the best filtration and what is the best process and what have you. And I think for us, not only part of our R&D engineering initiatives that we have at OnCore in, again, raising those standards, bringing premium products, innovating, and just increasing the performance of products, but also creating a platform for the industry to be able to share, to bring their, or to contribute towards those, what we'll call improvements and moving the cartridge, performance to a different level. And more importantly is we do have the best marketing team in the business, right? Kudos, shout out to them. But, at the end of the day, I want to look at a customer and say, hey, this is the best cartridge, right? And I hope that we get challenged. I want to be challenged. I mean, I think that's the responsibility that we have as a manufacturer and being genuine and ethical is that we're able to provide, results to what we're out there marketing and claiming. And that's unheard of too, right? Sometimes you don't want to go there. But I think it's important for us, if we don't have the best cartridge on the market, we better figure it out, right? And I think unless you have that type of transparency, it's in everyone's interpretation, who has the best marketing, who has the best sales reps, and we have all the above, by the way. But, I want to be able to provide the market with facts. And I have a vision, right? The vision is that, once we create this technology center that will be, set up to have, NSF type standards, I think that's going to open the door for others to bring ideas and technologies and even partner and collaborate with some very, very nice OEMs that are out there that make huge contributions. But, our desire and our goal is always going to be, well, how does this benefit the field, right? Because there is such a thing as making a cartridge too efficient. But if it costs you too much and there is no value, then is the juice worth the squeeze, right? So for us, it's going to be, how does this benefit the field? And unless you have that infrastructure with testing and what have you, it's all guesswork, right? You depend on sending stuff out to the field to get feedback, which is also very, very important. I mean, there's nothing like real life conditions, but you got to have a base and you got to have a starting point, and you have to be able to track results and introduce different types of elements to some of your R&D work. So we're super excited about that. Thank you for exposing me there, Edgar. Now I have to deliver, right?
Yes.
So
it's all out there now.
I just cost him a whole bunch of money.
Yeah.
You do that sometimes.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to. It wasn't on purpose.
No, but we were talking about innovation, right? And John, you talk about this all the time, the status quo and like how the industry gets complacent in certain areas. But like we need these types of pressures to push people to be competitive and continue to drive that bar up farther and farther and farther and make better products. And better customer experience and things like that. So I love that.
It's important, right? I mean, if you can make, and we're kind of facing the same thing in air filtration, right? There's all types of interpretations. We make it too technical. We talk MERV, and who knows MERV? Unless you're in it, you really don't know. We typically use a price point to determine what's good, better, best, right, Zach?
Yeah.
So for me, we need to make that transaction fairly intuitive, but factual, right? And so my team will tell you I'm the worst salesman because I'm a little too honest, but that's important. That's important. You want to be able to provide a solution that is fact-based, that's results-oriented, and when challenged, it will validate what you're out there pitching in the market. And Edgar, that's just one piece of solving our internet problems too, right? So now we have certified product that are out there that you can back with testing data, testing results, and now you take that to the homeowner or your client, what have you, and you give them facts, not emotions, not what can I get at distribution today, but test data that they can validate as well. So when you associate a brand to that, it takes, we're taking pressure off of the service pro, right? And giving them every opportunity to succeed. And I'm hoping too that that's also going to raise the bar. Those that want to continue to compete and contribute in this market, they're going to have to raise the standards as well. And I'm okay with that.
And I think our industry needs that in every aspect, right? Because we talk about it all the time about how we feel that the industry is 10, 20 years behind, right? But we constantly need that envelope to be pushed so that everybody kind of gets out of that lazy mode of, I've done this like this for 1,000 years and I'm not going to change it. It's still going to be the same. Nobody's pushing back. It's really not making any difference. Let's just stay complacent, right? And we live in a world that's just not good enough anymore. And so why does the pool industry have to stay in that mode? It's like we have to get out of that. And it's people like you that need to come into the industry that say a couple of things, right? I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, but then look, you're going to put yours through those results. You don't know if yours is going to be the best or not, but you're like, but if it's not, I'm going to make sure that it is, right?
Sure.
But we want to push that envelope, and the only way, and we talk about it sometimes, it's like some products aren't sexy, right? But can they be better? Probably, right?
Well, 100% they can be, right? And the reason why they do it is because it's the cheaper way and it's the easier way, and good enough is good enough. And if there's not a loud enough cry for it, what's going to happen? If there isn't a demand for it, right? Or if there isn't a newcomer like you guys, or like, for instance, what Aquastar did, right, to the industry when it came down to filtration. Yeah. We took a product that we talk about, not a very sexy product, and a product that has been stagnant for a generation or more, multiple generations, right? And then to be able to come and say, hey, look, we're going to do something about this. And what ends up happening, right? Once you start taking away market share from some of the bigger folks, right, then that creates necessity, right? And necessity is the mother of innovation, right? And then you start to perk up ears, and they start to pay attention, and they go, well, okay, well, we need to do something better, right? And we've seen that. And like, for instance, one of with our folks over at The Attendant, and what they've done with automation, and for you guys to know what's in the pipeline now for automation, and what's coming down the line for everybody when it comes down to other manufacturers. I strongly believe that this was probably made a little bit sooner. It happened a little bit sooner than it would have, simply because they got that fire lit up their ass.
And they're doing it.
And they are doing it.
They're going out there and they're wanting to talk about theirs and changes and all that.
And we need that. And then we also need that because competition is good for our industry, right? And it helps drive down, prices, right? And it helps drive down, it creates innovation.
Better products.
Better products, and it just feeds itself, right? And we just need that. And for so long, we've just been stagnant as an industry. And lately, and more, and I'm not just, within the last few years, right, we've really started to see a big change, and we're moving in the right direction.
It's fun.
But it's taken people like Jose to come into the industry and kind of disrupt and just say, this is not good enough, right? Like, this is not good enough. And for you to be able to see it from the outside and look at it and go,
we all benefit
here's
from
the,
it by doing this.
Right? There's the benefit from it.
Yeah.
And if you look, John, a lot of the people that are making those pushes are those smaller companies,
Yes.
right? It's the Aquastar, it's the Attendant, it's Jose, it's, people that are coming in, and these are small companies.
And they've never had a chance in the past, but because together as an industry, we need this.
Everybody wants
this,
it.
We want this,
and
right?
that's what's starting to make the difference, and that's what's starting to move the needle in our industry.
Yep.
And the pipeline filter is pretty sexy.
It is pretty sexy. Yeah, it is pretty sexy.
Oh, I tell you, what a crowd.
Yeah.
Them guys are doing some amazing things over there.
Yeah, there was something that I was going to ask, but now I'm afraid, and I don't think I'm allowed to ask. So I was going to throw another question at you, but I don't think that's a good idea because you might be like, we're not supposed to talk about that, right? I don't think we can, right, Zach?
I wouldn't say so.
No.
Man, you can't keep any secrets here, right?
Hey, I didn't spill the tea, right?
Nope.
So
You did well.
but the thing is, I put him. We kind of put him in a corner because now he's got to do that lab thing. Because now we're going to go visit it.
Look, and anybody else out there listening, whether you're another company, whether you're another service provider, a builder, anybody who has an idea or something to better this industry, go for it, man. You know what I mean? If you have the opportunity to do it, do it. Let us know about it. And if you need support, right, and we're doing it for the right reasons, and it can help us out, then by all means, go for it. Trust me. We need this in our industry. We
100%.
need this.
I mean, we're all business owners here, and that's the beauty. I mean, most of the people we engage with are business owners. Like, you can do it how you want. You don't have to follow the status quo. You can innovate. You can do exciting things. You can deliver a better customer. That's what I love, is the strategy of it all.
Yeah.
Zach, that's a good point, and I want to elaborate on something that we learned in this experience as well. Kind of what you guys are saying, right, is the status quo. This is how we've always done it. Early on, again, that was just another example of, hey, we're going to go in. Here's the script. Here's our program. Well, let's not do that. Let's go in there and listen. Let the customer tell us what they need. And what's interesting is, again, we want to focus on what I think those are just, they're obvious.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be the topic of conversation, quality, pricing, et cetera, right? It needs to be more than that. And so what's interesting is having the opportunities to go meet some amazing people at various levels is that not everyone has the same plan. Not everyone has the same need. When you take out the obvious, that is quality, pricing, etc. So, that's been another area that we've really been able to shine, really, right? Is working with our partners, working with ways to contribute to the various programs. There's a phenomenal program over by that Tom Patterson over at SPS is putting together, Blue Wave for small and medium size pro service companies. I mean, so it's companies like that, Zach, that they're doing their thing, right? And there's many. Heritage, amazing company with their Heritage Pro Service program, and these are all things that they are doing to help us continue to sustain those customers that we have the opportunity to serve. So you're right. I mean, just do it your way.
Yeah.
You don't have to follow a manual or that's the way they did it. Do it your way, but do it.
Absolutely. Hey guys, let's take our final word from our sponsors. When we come back, want to get some final thoughts?
Specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at thesppa.com. U.S. Motors Neptune Variable Speed Motor provides a versatile replacement solution for all your pool pump motor needs. This motor can communicate with pool control systems, provide low voltage options to work with time clocks, and can be installed as a standalone pump motor. The Neptune motor can be easily installed on existing pumps, upgrading them to a variable speed pump without the need for replumbing. Enjoy energy savings and quiet operation by installing a Neptune Variable Speed Motor today. For more information and to find your local distributor, visit usmotors.com/pool. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable. And these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high-range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos-Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC. The next evolution in lighting is here. Universal Color Logic 2.0 from Hayward. The latest in pool and spa lighting was designed with you in mind, making installation a breeze. Upgrades include a detachable cord and first-of-a-kind adjustable lower catch to overcome variations in plaster thickness. As always, Universal Color Logic lights retrofit into virtually any in-ground pool or spa while delivering industry-leading, vibrant color. Visit Hayward.com to discover more.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. We are talking to the Duke of Dirty Filters, Mr. Jose Perez himself. John, why are you giving me that look?
Hilarious. Duke of Dirty.
The Duke of Dirty Filters. You didn't see that one coming, did you?
I did.
You didn't see that one
You
coming.
own that one because you started this.
Oh, yeah. He was the instigator from day
Guilty
one,
by
right?
association.
Right?
Yeah, but he's embracing it, though. He's being a good sport.
He's embracing it. So I do want to give a shout out to your entire marketing team. I talk about it all the time. You know, I get to interact with them a lot and stuff like that. And your entire team out there, they're very creative. They're very passionate. They absolutely killed it, just killed it yesterday with those boxes. And we talk about it all the time. It's in the details. The people that are successful, it's in the details. And your team grabbed and created 3 boxes for us. And I'll share with everybody the story really quick. So we were on a Zoom call, and Naomi had a shirt, and it has the OnCore filtration on it. And I saw the shirt, and I'm like, I like that shirt. I want one. I want to rep one. And so we were on the call. Were you on the call, John?
Yeah.
And we were joking around, and I said, you know, Naomi, I want one of those shirts. And she's like, got it. What size? And I'm like, small. Great. women's shirt for Edgar, small. Just,
She's sharp, dude.
I'm like, oh, that was good.
You walked right into that one.
Yeah.
So, but here's the thing, and it's all in the details. So she's like, got it. I got you. She sent me a message, was asking for your size, and I got John's size. And she's like, no problem. I'm going to get it. And so we come into the studio. She sends me a message and she says, this box is not to be opened until Zach and John are there. Right. So I'm like, okay. So that's why I didn't open it till we got there. And of course, the curiosity the whole time at my house with the box sitting there. And so we open it, and there's this great box with the logo on it. You open it, and it's got some merch in it. It had some cups. It had some notepads and all that kind of stuff. But she sent us this tiny little, origami shirt with the logo to the front and said, so sorry the shirts weren't ready, but they're coming soon, right? And we were supposed to wear them today on the podcast, and I forgot them in the truck. But, we get to deal with a lot of people, and your marketing team is just, they're absolutely amazing. They're great. The attention to the detail, and we just absolutely
But more
love
than
working
that, so that was amazing, right? To be able to do that. And I thought that was perfect with the little origami shirt. And then the emails afterwards saying,
sorry, the shirt was too little.
The shirt was too big.
Too big.
Yeah, too big. That was hilarious. But what I loved about it, and again, it goes back to what I was saying and what we were talking about, what's the difference when we talk about people, was that personal note, right? Not just one, but two.
That's true.
Right?
They
So we got a card,
note,
handwritten by name, addressed to me, addressed to you, Zach.
Yep.
And then also the journal as well. And you flip open the journal, who would have thought? But there was a paragraph written right there that was, again, dressed, right? And that's the type of shit right there that matters, right? You know what I mean? Because it's not just, everybody, we get swag from everybody, and everybody who sends stuff will just shoot it out there and do it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's that personal touch, right? That makes the difference, right? And it shows through. So thank you so much, Naomi, Bat, everybody from OnCore, right? Who contributed to everything every single day, you know what I mean? To your whole team, I'm sure.
And Naomi, I said that I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm going to say it anyways, just to let you guys know. At the end of mine, it said that I was the favorite.
I take
She
it all
told
back.
me.
I take it all back. Take it. Cut.
She told me not to say it, but I'm going to say it
I take it
anyway,
all back.
Naomi. She said that I was her favorite.
Yes.
Boom. So.
Wow.
So, anyways, hey, big shout out here to Teresa, 99 Pretty Rain, Mr. J. Breckfield. What's going on? Biscayne Pools, Ruffs, and Eric. Big shout out to you guys out there. Thanks so much, everybody, for jumping on and sending all the different names, which he is officially the Duke of Dirty Filters. John, give me some final thoughts. Oh, actually went backwards. Yeah, that's okay. Go.
Look, I'm going to, I think I said my final thoughts like 3 times again, right? And this is one of those episodes where I just can't contain myself and I go on my little rant, but we all know it's because I'm passionate and this means a lot to me, right? And this is no fluff or BS or anything. I'm so excited to have you guys as partners with us. I'm so excited to be able to introduce your guys' brand out to the industry, right? And to be able to provide or give the guys and gals out there that are working so hard every day an opportunity to be able to make a little bit more, with a high quality product. If I'm not going to continue on this rant, but I do want to say one thing, okay? The people are powerful, right? And to our community out there, we also know that, you have a choice. And when you go out there and you are going to make a purchase or you want to use something, I encourage you, we preach, we don't peddle products. I want you to try OnCore, see what you think about them as a product. And if you like it, I want you to go out to whoever you buy from, Heritage or SCP or Horner, whoever, it doesn't matter, whoever your distribution is. Just because they don't carry a product doesn't mean you can't expect that product from them. So do as you will, and if that filter serves your purpose and you're happy with it, and it does the job that Jose and team say that it will do, go out to your distribution or wherever you buy it from and support them in return, and demand it and expect it from that branch or from that company, so that you can use it and better your business. So But other than that, Jose, I had a hell of a time with you. You have been very fun, right? I know sometimes we're a little bit different, our personalities, and I come off a little.
He says we.
Well,
it's you, not we.
A little bit different, and I'm not everybody's favorite person,
Not everybody's cup of tea.
I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and sometimes I come off a little too brass or a
little too dirty.
A little
He
too
looks
dirty.
fine, John.
But
Look at him.
hopefully I didn't scare you off. But no, I really enjoyed our conversations, and I look forward to working with you guys in the future. And wish you guys all the best of luck. Thank you for coming out and taking the time away from your family and your team and your company to come out and do this podcast with us.
Mr. Zacharias, final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of second what John was saying here, and I think this is a fun time in our industry because we are seeing a lot of people enter that are changing things up, pushing that status quo, trying to raise that bar. And I'm excited after getting to talk with you and kind of hear your story that like there is a genuine passion there for the people, as John said. It's how do we make this better? Good is not good enough. How do we continue to elevate, and how do we continue to innovate on like the customer experience side? And when you talk about hitting the streets, like you came through our shop and I wasn't even there. And I think I got a call and it was like, this was last year, a year ago or something. And it was like, oh, Jose's going to come through. I'm like, okay, I don't know Jose, but I'm not going to be there or whatever. And you were like, whatever, like we're going through. You talked to my team, you spent some time with them, and they were all fired up. And that's what it's all about, because you could have made the choice like, oh, well, if Zach's not going, well, the decision maker's not going to be there. I guess I'm not really the decision maker anymore, but you know what I mean. And so like, didn't matter. You were still going to go, you were still going to talk, you were still going to listen, get that feedback from them. And I think that is so important and it's so powerful. And I think that, for me, that's what I want to support. That's what I want to emulate. So I appreciate what you're doing and that kind of freshness that you're bringing to it.
Jose?
Yeah, no,
Final
thank you.
thoughts?
You guys were incredible hosts. Thank you. So simple. Again, just to kind of recap what you guys are doing, the platform that you've created for those that we serve, right? Kudos to y'all. I mean, you guys are doing some amazing things. We're very humbled to be a part of this network, very appreciative of the opportunity that you've given us to, again, just to convey. We may not be your number one choice, number two, or number three. We may not be your choice at all, but thank you for allowing us to at least, bring a message to you, work with you, ideas. We've had a number of customers or prospects out there that, hey, we're not going to buy OnCore, but hey, we're students. We're learning. What else can we do? So we thank all of our partners. We have some amazing customers who have supported us since day one through present, and a lot of great new innovative products that are going to be coming to bring that value. So thank you again. Had a blast. Hope we get invited again.
Absolutely, 100%. So I was going to close with something, and it's actually something that you just said, and that is for everybody out there. Take one thing. Good is not good enough, right? And we're going to take that and we're going to apply that to everything that we do. So I want to thank the Duke of Dirty Filters coming out to do the podcast with us.
The oldest netter in the West.
I can see it. The oldest netter in the West. Moving forward, in spirit, Jose, you'll always be with us.
I love it.
As the Duke of Dirty Filters.
Leaving my signature, JJ.
Yes.
So he'll be getting a shirt that says, the Duke of Dirty Filters, Pool Nation, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, I hope everybody has a great weekend out there. Catch me and John next Wednesday on the Instagram Live. Zach and I will be back live next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So come and join us. Hope everybody has a great weekend.
Yep.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
night.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at Pool Nation or poolnationpodcast.com, on Facebook, or on Instagram at pool.nation. And to find more info about Pool Invoice, the billing software built specifically for the pool industry, go to poolinvoice.com. Before you go, this is what the pool industry has been waiting for. PoolmanUniversity.com. It's the first platform dedicated to learning the swimming pool service and repair industry. A pool service community where you can connect and find videos on business, service, water chemistry, and repairs. See you there at PoolmanUniversity.com.